My name is Sophie. I am 22 years old. I live with my father. My mother died when I was very young, so it has always been just the two of us. I have never been with a man. I believe in strong values. I always thought love should be special. I wanted my father to choose a good man for me. My father always said, "Men lie, men cheat, men destroy lives." I believed him because he is not an ordinary man. He is a private detective. One evening, a client came to see him. His name was Victor. My father looked at me and said, "Sophie, go to your room." But that night, I didn't listen. I stood quietly outside the door. Victor said, "My wife is cheating on me with a man named Adrian." Then he said something that made my heart stop. "I want him gone." There was silence. My father didn't reply, but I understood this was serious. Someone could get hurt. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about Adrian, a man I had never met, but a man who might be in danger. The next day, I went to the police, but they didn't believe me. They said, "We need proof." I felt helpless. So I made a bad decision. I decided to warn him myself. That evening I went to a hotel. My hands were shaking. My heart was beating fast. Then I saw him. Adrian. He was dancing with a woman, Victor's wife. Adrian was older, maybe around 60, but there was something about him, calm, strong, and a little dangerous. I walked up to him and said, "You are in danger." Before he could reply, the door suddenly opened. Victor walked in, full of anger. His wife quickly ran away. Victor looked at Adrian, then at me. In that moment, I knew everything could go wrong. So I did something I never thought I would do. I stepped closer to Adrian and held his arm. Then I looked at Victor and said, "Why are you shouting? We're just talking." Victor looked confused. "Who are you?" he asked. I moved even closer and said, "I am his girlfriend." For a second, everything felt still. I could feel Adrian looking at me, but I didn't look at him. Victor looked around, but he found nothing. Slowly, he left. When the door closed, Adrian turned to me and smiled. "Girlfriend," he said. I stepped back and said, "I just helped you." He looked at me carefully. "What's your name?" he asked. I shook my head. "I can't tell you," he smiled. "Then I'll call you the thin girl." My heart started racing. I quickly left. The next morning, I was in the kitchen drinking coffee, trying to forget everything. Then the doorbell rang. There was a bouquet of flowers with a card. It said, "To the girl who saved my life, I want to see you again." I knew I shouldn't go, but I wanted to. When I met Adrian again, he looked at me like he already knew me. He said, "Tell me about yourself." I don't know why, but I lied. I said, "I've been with many men. I'm not innocent." For the first time, his expression changed. He looked a little jealous and unsure. "Is that true?" he asked. "Yes," I said, but it was a lie. Days passed, then weeks. I kept meeting Adrian. We ate together, laughed and danced. He took me to parties. There were many people, but when he looked at me, it felt like no one else mattered. I knew he wasn't a good man. I knew he had other women, but with me, he felt different, and that scared me. One day, we were sitting in a park. Suddenly, I saw Leo, one of my father's men. He saw us. My heart stopped. "I have to go," I said and ran away. That night my father called me. His voice was serious. "Sophie, what are you doing? I know everything. I know you are with Adrian." My hands started shaking. "Stay away from him," he said. "He is dangerous. He is older. You don't understand men like him. If you don't listen, we will leave this city." Then he hung up. Tears filled my eyes. I kept thinking about Adrian. For the next few days, I stayed home. I tried to act normal, but I couldn't stop thinking about him. At night, I couldn't sleep. I kept asking myself one question: why him? A few days later, I went to his hotel. I told myself to turn back, but I still walked in. I knocked on his door. Adrian opened it. He looked surprised, then moved aside. "Come in," he said. A suitcase was open on the bed. "You're leaving?" I asked. "Yes," he said without looking at me. That hurt. "Will you come back?" I asked. "I don't know," he replied. Then he said something that broke my heart. "This meant nothing. I don't care about you." He started walking toward the door. Tears filled my eyes. "Stop, Adrian. I need to tell you something." He turned and looked at me. "Everything I told you was a lie," I said. "I've never been with any man. I was scared. I didn't want you to think I was weak. But I think I love you." Suddenly, Adrian walked back to me and pulled me into his arms. "You foolish girl," he said softly. Then he said, "Sophie." I froze. "How do you know my name?" He smiled. "I knew from the beginning. Your father was watching me. I knew who you were. I just wanted to see if you would tell me the truth." He touched my face and kissed me. In that moment, I understood something dangerous. The man my father warned me about was the man I chose.